go grab some popcorn, because today we're talking about some of the things that happened while I was making my first ever short film. Does it actually qualify as a film? I don't know. Call it what you want. I'm gonna call it a short film. I'll be talking about some of the things that went right, and also some of the things that went wrong. Feel free to laugh. Okay, first I have to give you some context for why I made this short film. Let's recap. So this summer I had two goals. Goal number one, I wanted to make $1,000. And to my surprise, I actually accomplished that. I made a whole video about that. You can watch it up here. Anyway, with some of the money I made, I bought 2 new lenses. I'm filming on one of them right now. Then my second goal number 2, was to up my video quality. I wanted to become a better storyteller, a better director, a better writer, a better editor, a better actor, a better everything. So I was looking for some ways to learn more about filmmaking. And it turns out there is an Arts Academy program thing in Lower Michigan. It's called Interlochen. It also turns out that this school costs a lot of money. Like, more than I have in my piggy bank. It sounded amazing, but I knew that wasn't gonna be an option, so I looked elsewhere. But then, COVID-19 happened, it shut everything down, and I'm sure you know the rest. However, the whole lockdown and quarantine thing, it did open up an opportunity for me to learn more about filmmaking. Interlochen decided to do some online classes this year, and they cost significantly less, just because they were online. So, my parents decided to sign me up. The first online class was June 29th. I met all my teachers and classmates, and it was awesome. I was surrounded by a ton of like-minded people who had a lot of similar interests as me. The goal of this online class was to go through the process of making a short film in just 3 weeks. And there were also a few items that everybody had to use in their short films. Those items were a fork, a teacup, and a stapler. So I built the idea for the film on those couple of items. Once I had the idea, I wrote the script in a couple of days and then fixed anything that didn't make any sense. I just had one problem. My teachers wanted the film to be 2 minutes or under, and my film, looking at the script, was gonna be 6 minutes. Well, that's dumb. I'm trying to make a movie here. A filmmaker such as myself should not be limited by 2-minute time limits. I had a bunch of ideas that I thought were super important to the film. But then, once I asked myself, hey, what's really important here? I ended up cutting out a lot of those important ideas. Then the next step was to create a storyboard. While I was doing it, making the storyboard was honestly my least favorite part of the whole thing. But then when production day came, I was super glad to have it. I did all the planning earlier, which kinda sucked, but then when I got on set, I didn't have to think about it at all. I could just follow the storyboard. It was awesome. Storyboards. Once I had the script and the storyboard all dialed in, I started filming as soon as I could. Filming that first scene was really stressful. I didn't think we were gonna have enough time to finish it, and then it was getting dark super fast because it was nighttime. I can't believe we finished it. My friend Andre and I, we filmed the first scene right here in this car. And I was sitting right here. And then I had a hard time getting everyone available that I needed to film, but in the end I got pretty lucky and everyone was available. And I'd say we had a pretty successful time filming. This is the BTS, the behind the scenes of this subsequent short film. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
How did the shoot go?
It went pretty well, actually.
Better than last time?
Well,
We just finished filming. It went well. It started off a little iffy. There was like a drunk guy yelling across the street at, what did he say? He was like, "Don't talk about me."
yeah, and he was
So-
like, yelling, "Shut up" and
Yeah.
stuff.
So I thought that was gonna be an issue, but he kind
Stop
of,
following me.
yeah, he kind of stopped after a while. Were you worried that the drunk guy wasn't gonna be quiet, or?
Not really. I just thought
You
he
would've
would
taught him
just
a
go
lesson?
away. Yeah.
We just had an epic fight scene. It wasn't a real fight, but it was a stage fight by a garbage can, and there was some fork shanking and teacup smashing over that. It was fake, but I hope it looked real. If you look over here in a second, you can see our janky wagon setup for transporting all our props. So the way this works is we grab this garbage can and we stuff it in the baby carrier bike trailer thing, and then we get sketchy looks when we bike by. But it works, you know. Editing was probably the easiest part because I've got a lot of experience in that. If you're planning on making a short film, I would say cut out anything that doesn't serve the story, even if it's really cool. Try not to have a bunch of actors unless you're paying them. Free actors have no reason to be there. Start simple. You don't need a bunch of crazy stunts or explosions or camera moves. Just Focus on something with a good story. And finally, you have to really love your story. If you don't love it, it's gonna get boring really fast. If you do those things, you're gonna have an easier and more fun experience making your short film. Making this short film, it was such a fun adventure for me. I had a blast with it. I'm very happy with how it turned out, and I'm excited to show it to you. But I'm a little bit nervous too, so I hope you like it as much as I do. Do note, this short film is not really comedic. Don't go into it expecting a skit or something like that. It was nice to make something with a more serious tone. There is a little bit of blood and violence in it, just so you know. But not that much, just a little bit. So without further ado, I guess I should show you what I created. Click it. Go, click it. It's good watching. You're gonna like it.